Good evening, and welcome to Meet the Candidates. I'm your host, Paul Herring. This evening I have a special guest. Well, I'm not going to say really special, but I'm going to say, I better say special or she'll get mad at me. We got Denise Allen Smith. She's running, Denise Smith Allen. I'll correct myself now before she corrects me later, right? And she's running for the 7th Ward, right?
Yes.
I got it right. 7th Ward City Council seat. We want to encourage those of you who are watching the show to give us a call at 810-239-2901 if you have questions that you'd like to ask the candidates in future shows. That's 810-239-2901. And with that said, I'm going to ask you the first question, and the same question I ask everyone. Denise, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, okay, Paul, first I want to thank you for this opportunity to share with the Flint residents who I am and my vision for Flint.
Okay.
As you know, my name is Denise Smith Allen. Some people get that name twisted up. It's been 20 years since I've been married. However, people like to say it because I think it seems to flow better with the Allen, first. But anyway, I have been a resident of Flint for the past 30 years.
Okay.
In a blended family of 4. My sons, we have 4 sons, one of which is a barber. We have a GM worker. We have a radio technician part-time and a part-time student over at my college. And we have an MBA from Dartmouth College. And he and his wife and daughter, they live in Chicago.
Chicago, okay.
So, and the other 3, they live here in Flint.
Okay.
Okay. We are also foster parents. We fostered a total of 7 children. We have one at the house right now with us. My educational background, I have a BA in Criminal Justice Administration from it's Reading. The college is in Reading. It's called Alvernia College.
Reading, Pennsylvania?
Yes, Reading, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And I'm 3 courses shy from a degree in public administration from the U of M.
Okay.
And so I'm
next week, right?
Yeah, well, not quite next week, but it's coming soon.
Okay.
It's coming soon. As far as my employment is concerned, I have been employed with the Michigan Department of Corrections as a probation and parole officer for the past 22 years. Okay. And with that job, it's very exciting. And right now, I'm working with a gender-specific caseload, and that entails working with females. And before that, I had a mixed caseload.
Okay.
I have approximately 100 females on my caseload. And my job entails preparation of pre-sentence reports as well as supervision of the adult felons. And we get them at the early age of 17 and we have them as old as 70. Wow. So it's a quite interesting job, which I really enjoy. My affiliations as far as union activity, I'm a part of UAW Local 6000 and I serve on the Corrections Caucus. I'm on the labor management team, or I should say I served on the labor management team for about 14 years. I'm no longer active with that, but I still certainly am a union member. Okay. I negotiated 2 secondary agreements, and I served also on the legislative committee. My community involvement is very extensive. Okay. I worked to formulate a block club, Seymour and Wayne Street Block Club, and that was very exciting. Had a lot of elderly people on the block and very concerned about their safety and that kind of thing, so worked on that and got that situated. And when my husband and I moved on our street on Whittlesey Street, then we found that there was already a block club established, and therefore, got involved with that, and I serve currently as the vice president of that block club. Wow. Again, more involvement. I can tell you about some of the past things that I've done, and stop me, please, because I don't. This is why I don't like to talk about me.
First, let me tell you, you're my hero. Foster parenting.
Okay.
I think it's the most wonderful thing in the world, and the people that can do it are just my heroes. Okay. Then probation. On top of that, and dealing with all that sorrow and grief, again, you're my hero. So you got 2 heroships going from Paul Herring right now.
Thank you.
Your roles in these community activities, I'm sure, have prepared you for this council seat.
Yes.
I guess if I was in the 7th Ward, my concern would be that you got too much going on. How are you gonna justify to the constituents that you have the time to do what it takes to be their council person?
Well, I believe right now that I'm in a good place. My husband's been retired for approximately 5 years, and with that, his role primarily is the caregiver in the home. The fellows that we get into our house would be between the ages of 6 and 12. The school that they were attending recently closed. That was Stewart School. And so he'll have to drive them over to Scott School. However, primarily he gets them to the doctor's appointments and to their appointments to see their parents and what have you. And I am also, available to do those kinds of things. But realistically, yes, my plate is somewhat full, but I've been very good at being able to manage my time. And certainly as it relates to city council, I've already had some experience in going to city council meetings, trying to see what all it entails, having copies of the information from various city council meetings and that kind of thing, just trying to get myself acclimated. So I believe that that's something that I can handle.
Okay. Why now? Why run for council 2009? Why not wait 2012 or why not 2006? Why now?
Okay, well, Paul, just to give you a little history, I ran in 1993.
Okay.
That was my first time out. And then again in 1999. So there's been a 10-year break since the last time that I ran. And I wanted people to realize that I'm very consistent, I'm very persistent about my endeavor. I haven't tried to go all over the place in terms of, being like a career politician looking for various positions as soon as something comes available to go after that.
Right.
I've always been concerned about the 7th Ward because I believe the 7th Ward is a pretty unique ward. It's very diverse. We have a lot of activity going on in the 7th Ward. We have, of course, the Multicultural Center, but we also have the southern part of the 7th Ward that at times appears to be neglected. Okay, and so therefore, and also looking at the map and the way it's configured, there's also the east side that has been neglected. So therefore, I just feel it's an opportunity for me to broaden my scope in terms of service to the community.
Okay. The school you mentioned had it closed in there. I know that the city council really doesn't have a lot of control over what the school board does, but seeing that it's in your ward, there has to be some kind of connection. How do you see that connection playing out in your administration as a council person?
Well, for one thing, we have to be realistic. The City of Flint residents have to realize that we do not have the numbers in terms of the people that live here. I mean, as a result, I think recently there was some information that was sent out about Flint being second to only where Hurricane Katrina happened in New Orleans.
Right.
So therefore, we're losing people. And so you're not going to have the revenue and you're not going to have the students that are going to be able to go to those schools. And I think the school board, they went through a very painful decision to have to close those schools. And so this school was a mainstay in our area, and certainly there were people who were opposing that, but the decision has been made. And so now we have to deal with our reality. Okay, the school is not there, so what are we going to do? Should we keep the school as a building and maybe put something else there, and that's something that the administration, along with city council people, we may be involved with making those kinds of decisions in the future. But next door to it, there's a place called the Brennan Center, and the Brennan Center houses activities for seniors as well as young people. And so, again, when I become the city 7th Ward City Council person, then I could be able to look at that closely and see if there's some other alternatives we can use and work in collaboration with the school board to make that happen.
It seems like that school would be ideally taken over by the Brenton Center and expand its services and offerings to the community of 7th Ward.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a possibility.
Solve one, huh? Now, there's been a lot of, in the past, and I know the Don days are gone.
Yeah.
But there was some issues with the administration and council that were brought to light during that